You know, when it comes to the EFF and the media trying to paint that there is internal conflict, the media creates these stories for themselves, and they later on want the EFF to explain things that they created themselves. Because once you tell a lie, you can't sustain a lie into the future. And even worse, when the truth is right in front of you, how are you gonna sustain a lie when the truth is here presenting itself like this? This question about Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, I'm glad the Secretary General, Mr. Marshal Dlamini, has finally put it to rest and just speak about it and clear the air. But I know there's still some journalist who's gonna ask this about Ndlozi being banned, is Ndlozi living? They're still gonna ask this question even when the Secretary General has said this. Listen to what he said.
Was it so difficult to answer questions around Mbuyiseni Ndlozi? Alpha Ramushwana, my beloved Alpha Ramushwana from my team, asked a question at a media briefing and was told about beans and kitcheners. Was it so hard for the EFF to respond to questions, and very obvious questions, around a person that people are vested in, a person who you told to us? EFF presented Mbuyiseni Ndlozi to the world and said, here's our member. He's received, he's understood as a politician. And then when questions are asked when he's absent, in essence, there are no solid answers. I mean, I was at the Gauteng NPA, we heard that no, he's deployed to KZN. KZN people got a different story. Was it so difficult to go, look, this person is in or out, this person is on suspension, this person is at home? Why is it so difficult to have a sentence to explain the question of Mbuyiseni's absence?
Let me respond directly. Mbuyiseni is a leader of the EFF. Is a CCT member of parliament. He's not suspended. He's not banned anyway.
Why was that so hard to communicate all along?
It has never been hard. That's why it's just that you guys, when we come on serious issues, you want to try and divert us and make it as if there must be a discussion about one name. We've got 66 CCT members, and those members, all of them, they've got the same status as the CCT. We've got 2,500 delegates. Now you want to reduce us to discuss names, because once we enter that space, we've got a lot of people that are watching our conference, even our own members. And every time when we meet a top journalist like you, and then they think that let's hope that the organization, let's listen just for once that what is the organization is going to be discussing. 12 discussion topics. We don't speak about them, and we speak about an individual.
That's how you get it out of the way.
Then we reduce our organization.
That's how you get it out of the way.
Speaking of
that's why, Marshall, you get it out of the way so you can focus on bigger and more important matters. That's why you get out of the way. That's why you provide an answer, as opposed to obfuscating and then becoming a crisis. It did not need to be.
It was
a sentence. You just did it now.
Yeah,
you just did it now, and we're going to move on.
Crisis. That's why President said,
and we're going to move on.
Let's focus. And he keeps saying,
see what I mean? And we're going to move on.
Sense of occasion.
And I'm moving on to the next question. I'm done.
To reduce our conference to an individual, it's unfair. We've got a conference, and all of us were expected to be that conference as delegate. He's a CCT member. That means he's a delegate of that conference. It's our conference.
Full stop.
Thank you.
So that's what they say, and it makes sense. There is no need for Ndlozi being the only topic of discussion when we are going to the National People's Assembly. There's plenty of CCT leaders within the EFF. There's plenty of provincial leaders. There's plenty of leaders in the EFF and ground forces who are going to be attending this conference. There's no need to discuss one person. There's plenty of discussion documents, different topics that are going to be affecting the policy making of the EFF, that are going to be affecting the policy discussion and just the broader discussion out there in the real world, even in South African politics after the National People's Assembly. There's real anticipation of predictions of which leader is going to be what. Joyce Malema is going to re-emerge. Is Ndlozi going to be DP? And all other things. What is the policy? Are the open border policy going to change? Is this policy going to change? Is this constitutional policy going to be amended? And all those things. So, for us to be talking about one person in Ndlozi, is Mbuyiseni Ndlozi banned? is Julius Malema forgotten about Mbuyiseni Ndlozi's wife liking Floyd Chiwambu's picture? Like Mbuyiseni Ndlozi. Like they can't believe Mbuyiseni Ndlozi is not going anywhere. This what is going. They can't believe he's there inside the EFF. They thought Mbuyiseni Ndlozi is going. They were ready to celebrate Mbuyiseni Ndlozi going. Not for his benefit that they care about him. Not for his benefit that they care that he has left the EFF. They just want the EFF people to live so they can sustain their propaganda of mass exodus, which is a lie and being proven beyond reasonable doubt that mass exodus is a lie and no one should believe it. It's just a media propaganda, like they've always done propagandas against the EFF, and no one who has a sensible mind should believe that propaganda, because the statistics, the membership, and the by-elections are proving the EFF is actually growing. So, like, it's nice to watch the EFF in this critical moment of politics in South Africa. The way they're moving, the way they're shaming the haters, the distractors, the detractors, the people who are just having malicious intentions against the EFF. The statistics and the scientific proof of the EFF performance is proving everyone wrong. When last did you see an article that says the EFF mass exodus is dying, people are leaving? When last did you see it? It's no more there, right? You will never see it anywhere. And wherever you're gonna see it, people are not gonna believe it. You most probably, even as an EFF hater, when you see an article like that, you won't believe it. When the media prints, hey, there's another leader of the EFF who has left, the EFF is crumbling, is dying, you won't believe it. No one believes it. Like, no one believes the media anymore, you know, because they're not reliable with factual information. So they're no more printing it. I hope you guys have analyzed and realized that the media is no more printing about the EFF dying, excuse me, about EFF collapsing, because the EFF has proven it's not. The by-elections have proven it's not. The march, more than 10,000 ground forces during a day gathered in Johannesburg, Gauteng, just Gauteng province, during the day where some of the people were working, but people were able to come to the march and march. So the media saw, this lie don't be sustainable. So let's stop with this lie. Let's just print some BS. Let's talk about Ndlozi. Is Ndlozi living? They want Ndlozi to live so bad so they can sustain that lie of a mass exodus, of an EFF collapsing. But they don't know they were being played. Ndlozi, Julius Malema, the CCT, and the War Council of the EFF implemented this strategy to distract them, to make them believe in a false reality and a false perception about the EFF. So let's stop asking BS about Ndlozi, man. Ndlozi is an EFF member. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi has never resigned from the EFF. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi continued to sign and renew his membership. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi remains a commissar, a CCT member of the EFF. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi is intact. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi is a great, wonderful leader and is a threat to all of these people who want him to leave. They are threatened by him staying in the EFF. They are projecting their insecurities of how threatened they are by him. They are very scared of Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, these people who want Ndlozi to leave, because they know, what if he emerges as the EFF new president? I'm talking about the haters. What if they know? What if it's gonna be? Listen here. What if Ndlozi? Listen. Listen. Pay attention. What if Ndlozi becomes the deputy president of the EFF? How do you think the haters will feel? Do you think they'll be happy? Do you think they'll say, hey, Mbuyiseni Ndlozi deserves better? Do you think they'll say that, or they'll shame him and call him names and insult him? But it is what it is. Thank you very much.